Welcome back to Easy Gates TRB Polytechnic EEE solution. So let us get into the next problem. That's also from electrical measurements, okay, based on an important instrument, electrodynamometer type, wattmeter based. Problem is straightforward. Once you know the fundamental, you can straight away connect it. So let me have a glimpse of the fundamental related to this power measurement, okay, of three-phase load, okay. So by using 2 wattmeter method. So we are going, the method says we are going to use only 2 watt meters. So that's a universal power measurement, okay, when you have a three-phase balanced load or unbalanced load, provided it's a three-phase three-wired system. Okay, it may be balanced or unbalanced, provided the neutral current strictly must be equal to 0 in the load, then we can go for the 2 wattmeter method of power measurement. Okay. So then it said, okay, the 2 wattmeters are reading equally. Okay, so first we should know the fundamental behind the electrodynamometer type wattmeter. So that is the instrument. So the instrument is having two coils. One is a current coil. I'm not getting into the internal details. So it is having current coil and then a pressure coil. So that is going to have a highly resistive pressure coil. Okay, so it's a pressure coil. That's where the pointer will be connected, okay, the pressure coil, and then that is the one going to make the reading. Okay, that is going to be in watts. Okay, 1 minute. That is calibrated, the deflection of the pointer straight away calibrated to read in watts. Okay, so the potential coil is the one going to sense the potential. Current coil is the one going to sense the current. Okay, so assuming there is a current flowing through the current coil, let the current is ICC. So the current coil current is ICC and the pressure coil current is IPZ means. Okay, otherwise the pressure coil voltage, you can take it, that's VPZ. So then the power read by the instrument, reading of the electrodynamometer type wattmeter is going to be this. Okay, right? So modulus of your VPC, that's a pressure coil voltage, and modulus of ICC, that's a RMS current, RMS voltage. Okay, so so I'm removing the phase information, taking only the RMS value of the voltage, RMS value of the current into cos of the phase angle between the two. That means cos of angle of the potential difference, angle of the current. Okay, that's how the wattmeter is going to read. Okay, so for 100% accuracy. Okay, so okay. So by knowing this, let us get into the 2 wattmeter method of power measurement in a three-phase load. Okay, let me take the load like this. So I have a three-phase load. Assuming I have a three-phase power supply ABC sequence. So A, B, and C are the individual phases with respect to the neutral. Okay, so 4-wired system. So let me have a balanced load. So let this is, for example's sake, it's a star connected load. This is your A phase. So connecting a load in A phase. So star connected balanced load, let me take. Okay. So let this is B phase and this is C phase. So this is your EZ, this is EZ, this is AZ. Identical impedance in all phases. That's my three-phase load. Okay, so what I have is here. So A phase, this is B phase, and this is C phase. Let me take this way. Okay. So when it connected to the power supply, so here there will be a three-phase balanced power supply or symmetric power supply. Okay, so then we need to connect. So it's going to have three phases. So I'm not using the neutral wire, not record, because it is a balanced load and balanced supply. Okay, so I'm discarding that. So now let me connect the instrument here. Okay, so this is the current coil of the wattmeter. Okay, and the potential coil I'm going to connect here. Okay, and then it is connected to the, so this is the A phase and this is the B phase and this is the C phase. In the C phase also I'm going to connect one more wattmeters current coil. That's a current coil, and then the potential coil will be here. So we'll have a resistance and then potential coil. Okay, electrodynamometer is having two coil, one is sensing the current, another one is sensing the voltage. Yes, that's arrangement. Okay, of the two wattmeters. This is the wattmeter 1 and this is the wattmeter 2. Okay, so that's a 2 wattmeter method. So that's where it has to be connected. Okay, so now see the current coil current. Current coil current senses, this is the neutral. Okay, so what's the voltage across this? It's a phase voltage VAN. What is that VAN? It's V phase at an angle 0 degree. We can take V phase is the V phase. Any phase is nothing but RMS of the magnitude of A phase or B phase or C phase. It's also equal to VBN. Also we can say similarly also equal to VCN magnitude. Okay, so all the individual phases will have identical RMS values. Okay, and they are going to differ only in terms of phase information. Given ABC sequence, VAN will be V phase at an angle 0 degree and VBN will be V phase at an angle minus 120 and VCN will be V phase at an angle minus 240. Okay, right? Then your VAB, suppose if you need the line voltage between A and B, then it is going to become root 3 times. If you do VAN minus VBN, you will get this root 3 times V phase at an angle 0 degree. Sorry, instead of 0, it will lead your first phase by 30 degree. Okay, so that is plus 30. Then similarly, VBC will be root 3 times V phase. That's a line voltage magnitude at an angle minus 90. Okay, so then VCA will be equal to root 3 times V phase at an angle. So add minus 120, that's going to be minus 210. Okay, so that's your line voltages VAB, VBC, and VCA. Okay, so the moment you play with the three-phase system, you should know the corresponding phase voltages and line voltages. Then you can use them with along with the phase information whenever needed. Okay, right now let us begin. So tell me what's a wattmeter 1 connection already given, how the electrodynamometer wattmeter is about to read the power. So this is the current coil current. What is the current coil current of this instrument? It's your IAN. Assuming the pressure coil current is negligibly small because you have a huge resistance here. So the magnitude is less comparing to the IAN. So, okay, so then let us focus only on the potential VPC. What is the VPC? Pressure coil voltage. It is nothing but the potential between A phase and B phase. So wattmeter 1 is going to read the VAB modulus, that's RMS of the line voltage and the phase current modulus and cos of the angle between VAB and that's a potential coil voltage difference angle IAN. That's a wattmeter 1 reading. Similarly, what is wattmeter 2 reading? So what is the current through this? The current through this is ICN is the current and the potential across this should be taken positive. This should be taken negative. The potential should be read as VCB, but sorry, 1 minute. Okay, it's VCB, but what we have is actually VBC we have. So what is that? It's minus VBC. That means you add 180 with this, then it is going to become root 3. Okay, V phase at an angle, root 3 V phase at an angle, adding 180 with that. It can be plus or minus 180. Either you can say minus 270 or plus 90. Let me take plus 90. Okay, so that's a phase angle of VCB. And what about your IAN? IAN, we have to check what is VAB. VAB is going to be root 3 V phase. Already we know that is angle 30 degree. Okay, so we need IAN. IAN is this current. What is this current? It is VAN divided by AZ. And similarly, this is VCN plus minus. So divided by AZ will be your ICN. Okay, with them we can complete the problem quickly for the 2 wattmeter readings. So wattmeter 1, the current coil senses IAN. And what is IAN? That's VAN divided by impedance. Okay, so let the power factor angle is nothing but your angle of Z. Okay, the impedance angle is nothing but your power factor angle. Cos of phi will be your power factor of the load. Okay, so then what is your VAN? Sorry, IAN. It is nothing but VAN is nothing but V phase at an angle 0 degree divided by Z. I can put it like a modulus of Z and angle of Z. Angle of Z is nothing but your phi. So then I will get V phase by mar Z will become a phase current. So as well as the line current in this case. So I phase at an angle, it is 0. This is phi. It's going to be minus phi. Okay, amps. Okay, that's your current. So in the current coil of wattmeter 1. So potential coil is sensing what? VAB. So that is going to be root 3 times your V phase at an angle 30 volts. We know that. Okay. So playing theoretically, and similarly the wattmeter 2 is going to have this. We'll go for the reading soon. Wattmeter 2 is going to have the current coil of wattmeter 2 senses ICN. ICN is nothing but VCN divided by again the impedance. What is VCN? It's V phase. It's a C phase ABC sequence. So minus 240. So minus 240 degree, and this is mod Z at an angle Z. Okay. So instead of 240, you can also say it is plus 120. That's fine. Okay. So it's going to be, for example, plus 120 also. We can say minus 240 in clockwise, plus 120 in counterclockwise. So then angle of Z. Then it is going to be I phase, where I phase is equal to modulus of your, that is your V phase divided by modulus of Z. Only the magnitude, RMS current, okay, in every phase. So V phase by mod Z, okay, that's a RMS current in each phase. So now what we get is I phase at an angle, what? 120 degree minus phi you will get, okay? That's it. Okay, so that's your current coil current, and the potential coil voltage. It is sensing what? VCB. So see the potential coil other point, that's a common point of potential coils of both wattmeter 1, wattmeter 2 connected to the B phase. So this is sensing, this potential coil senses VAB and this potential coil senses VCB. Okay, B is serving as a reference for both the wattmeters. So the one end of pressure coil of wattmeter 1 connected to A phase, one end of pressure coil of wattmeter 2 is connected to the C phase. Remember that. Okay, so the potential coil of second wattmeter senses VCB. So we got that potential as well. Okay, what is that VCB? VCB is root 3 times V phase at an angle. At an angle, what is that angle? Plus 90 we had. Okay, yes, that's all. Now let us go for the 2 wattmeter readings. That's a fundamental behind 2 wattmeter method of power measurement. Okay, that's very simple then. So then wattmeter 1 reads, wattmeter 1 reading. So wattmeter 1 straight away. Okay, so let me take the wattmeter 1 reading as W1. W1 is the reading of wattmeter 1. Reading of wattmeter 1. First wattmeter. Take it as W1, and this reading you can take it as W2. Yes, as per the fundamental already given, the electrodynamometer knows only one thing. So it is looking for its current coil, it's looking for the potential coil. So then cos of the phase angle between the two. That's all. Okay, in order to draw the phasor diagram also, you can go with this fundamental. Then it is going to keep the concept very simple. So yes, what's the magnitude of the voltage? It's root 3 V phase. That's a magnitude of the line voltage, and phase current, it's I phase. Then cos of phase angle difference between the two. That means phase angle difference means you can take the phase angle difference. Okay, so 30 minus of minus 5 will end up with 30 plus 5. Simply go for the difference. Or even you can write minus 5 minus of 30 also, but still it is minus of 30 plus 5. And remember, cos of minus x is still cos x. Okay, right? Remember this identity of cos. Then it's easy. So that's the first wattmeter reading. Then second wattmeter reading, it's going to be very similar. So wattmeter 1, okay, so reads root 3 V phase I phase cos of 30 plus 5. That's a wattmeter 1 reading. Wattmeter 2 reads what? So again, it's wattmeter 2 reading is, so it's going to be the phase voltage, that is root 3, sorry, line voltage, that is root 3 times V phase sensed by the potential coil, and its current coil current is I phase. Then the cos of phase difference between the two. So you can say 120 minus 5 minus 90 you can take. Okay, 120 minus 5 minus 90, that's a phase difference between the two, means you will end up with 30 minus 5. So one will be remembered as 30 plus 5. Another one will be remembered as 30 minus 5. So if you already know the fundamental, this is where really the problem begins. Where the problem begins, let me have a copy paste. So that's a fundamental behind this. So if you know this, the one who knows straight away begins a problem here only. Okay, so then he imagine the structure and then straight away writes the two expressions. What are the two expressions? We will begin with wattmeter 1 reading will be √3 times V phase I phase cos of 30 plus 5. He will write. And wattmeter 2, okay, connected in the third phase will read √3 V phase I phase cos of 30 minus 5. Then how he will complete the problem, rest is not required. That's a fundamental. Okay, from this we can derive something else. Okay, right? So this is the universal. Okay, so then he said the two wattmeters are reading equally. So that means wattmeter 1 and wattmeter 2 are reading equally means what is that? W1 is equal to W2 means then what is getting cancelled? √3 V phase I phase will get cancelled. This will result in cos of 30 plus 5 is equal to cos of 30 minus 5. So it's possible only when phi is equal to 0 degree. That's all. So we can complete the problem. There is a printing mistake. Take it as 60 degree. And this is 45 degree. And this is 0 degree. And this is 90 degree. Okay. This is how I received the response sheet. Okay. So from one of the students. Okay. So that's how. So the right answer is option C is the answer. This is one way. Okay. If you remember W1, W2 reading. So most of the time this will help you. Okay. Anything else will be in trouble. Okay. Because you should know once it is a 2 wattmeter method, you should know the expression of wattmeter reading 1. You should know the expression of wattmeter reading 2. Okay. From this, what we infer, what we conclude is the secondary one. This is the primary equations we need to remember. Okay. So then if you want to talk about the total power of the delivered to the load means you can simply add the two readings, W1 plus W2. I can prove it. What is commonly existing? So it's √3 V phase, I phase is commonly existing. Then rest is cos of 30 plus 5. Okay, so it's adding, right? And cos of 30 minus 5. Okay, so then how it is going to read the total power means the total power will be equal to W1 plus W2 reading is equal to √3 times V phase, I phase. Then so play with the cos A plus B. Cos A plus B is cos 30 cos 5. Okay, so cos A cos B will be cos A plus B will be cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So it's sin 30 sin 5. That's first one. And cos of the A minus B is going to be so minus cos 1 minute. It is going to be cos A minus B will be, yes, it is going to be cos 30 cos 5 plus sin 30 sin 5. So who is getting cancelled now? Who is getting cancelled now? The sine term will get cancelled. Okay, so then the total power read by the 2 wattmeters W1 plus W2 is equal to √3 times V phase, I phase, then cos of 30 into 2 times, right? 2 times cos of 30 into cos 5. Okay, so what is that cos 30? Cos 30 is cos 0 is 1. So cos 30 is √3 by 2. So result is going to be √3 times V phase, I phase, 2 times √3 by 2 into cos 5. 2 will get cancelled. Then the result is going to be 3 times V phase, I phase, cos 5. And remember, this is the individual phase power. What is the individual phase power? In every phase we have V phase, I phase, cos 5 as a power. Okay. So assuming it's a balanced load means then identical power in each phase. Then what is the total power? 3 times. Each phase power will be the total power. That's how the 2 wattmeter can help us to read the total power. So then W1 plus W2 means irrespective of the readings of wattmeters, sometimes they may read positively, depends on your phase angle, okay, of your load. For example, if it is a purely resistive, the phi will be equal to 0. Yes, exactly. That's what our problem also talking about. Indirectly conveys information. It's a unity power factor load or purely resistive load. And phi can be between 0 degree to plus 90 degree if it is the inductive load, and phi can be between 0 to minus 90 degree. I should say this way. Okay, so if it is capacitive load, okay, so pure capacitive will have minus 90 degree as the impedance. It's an impedance angle only. Automatically current will lead. If the impedance angle is positive, current will lag. Okay, so it's impedance angle only. So phi will be between this. Pure inductive will have impedance angle plus 90. Pure capacitive will have impedance angle minus 90. So depending on the phase, that means phase can go up to plus 90 or minus 90. Suppose if phase is plus 90, so 30 plus 90 for example's sake, so it is going to be 120, so that cos will be a negative, and probably one of the watt meters may read negative for phi greater than 60 degree. Phi greater than 60 degree, one of the watt meters definitely will read a negative data irrespective of positive reading or negative reading. Okay, so then the total power is always W1 plus W2. Okay, this is one power. Suppose if we do W1 minus W2, okay, so power total. Okay, so what is the power? If it's not the power total, I'm reading some power, that is going to be W1 minus W2. If I do, then it's going to be again root 3 V phase I phase, then it's going to be the difference between the two, cos 30 plus 5 minus of cos 30 minus 5, it is going to become, and here you will get that minus, you will get that plus. Okay, so the result is going to be cos 30 cos 5 minus sin 30 sin 5. Okay, then minus of cos, yes, W1 minus W2, that's fine then. Okay, so minus cos 30 cos 5. Okay, then it's going to be minus sin 30 sin 5. Okay, that's what we're going to get. Okay, so these two will get cancelled. Okay, so W1 minus W2 will be this. So root 3 times V phase, I phase, then minus 2 times. Okay, even you can do W2 minus W1 in this case. Okay, because I'm getting negative, better you do W2 minus W1. Okay, so then W2 minus W1 will be, yes, it will be positive. So this will be positive, this will be, okay, positive. Okay, so that's how you get W2 minus W1. This will become plus, this will become minus. Okay, then W2 minus W1 will be this. So then root 3 V phase I phase, so that the sign will be the positive. So then 2 sin 30 into sin 5 I will get. Okay, so as a result, what is sin 30? Sin 30 is 0.5. Okay, so that means 2 times 0.5 will be 1, so it's going to be root 3 V phase I phase what? Sin 5. Okay, so that's a W2 minus W1. So that means if I multiply this by another root 3, then W2 minus W1 will be, yes, what is that? W2 minus W1 will be 3 times V phase I phase into what? Sin 5. That means this is going to be a reactive power, okay, of the load. That's going to be usually in kVA reactive. Okay, that's a power kilowatts, sorry, kilo, it is VA actually, R, it's VAR. We can convert this into kVAR later. Okay, so then this is what probably people remember in another way. Okay, 1 minute. So that's a final point to conclude this problem. So then we remember this expression. Okay, go for the ratios. Then it's root 3 into W2 minus W1. That's a numerator, and denominator will be W2 plus W1 will be what? What is the numerator? It is 3 times V phase I phase. What is that? Sin 5. That's a reactive power divided by, this is 3 times V phase I phase what? Cos 5. What is that? Real power. So this is going to give the reactive power, total reactive power. And adding the 2 wattmeter readings. So subtracting the readings and multiply by root 3 will give the total reactive power. Then W2 minus W1. Okay, W2 connected in what phase? C phase. If it is RYB, it is connected in the B phase, and this is connected in the R phase. So this is connected in the A phase. Okay, so yes, then this is the total active power or real power. Total active or real power, we can say. So active power in watts. So this is watts, and this is in volt amps reactive. Okay, yes. If you go for the ratio, then this will get cancelled. The right hand side will become tan phi. From this only, people remember one more expression. Phi is equal to tan inverse of root 3 times W2 minus W1, or sometimes people remember W1 minus W2 also divided by W2 plus W1. Okay, right? W2 plus W1. Okay, yes. So from this also you can infer. Okay, yes, that's another expression. So it's up to you. Either you remember the 2 wattmeter readings or you play with this. So the last one will always help you. This will also will help you. Okay, right? This is what you need to remember. So this you need to remember. Okay, so this you need to remember. That's a W1 reading connected in the first phase. W2 connected in the last phase. If any modification happened in the diagram, nothing wrong, no rule of thumb. You have to strictly connect the 2 wattmeters in the first phase and the last phase. You can connect one to the first phase and you can connect another one to the second phase, but the common terminals of the 2 potential coil should be connected to the third phase. That's very important. Okay, then the expressions will change. Okay, you have to check. Okay, right? So this is based on W1 connected to the first phase, and this is connected to the third phase. Okay, right? This is connected in the first phase. You try on your own. If you swap, okay, so if you connect wattmeters in the first and second phase, what will happen? If you connect it to the second and third, what will happen? Okay, that those combinations you can try for the wattmeter 1 and wattmeter 2 readings. Okay, but still the sum of the 2 readings will be equal to the total power. There is no doubt about it. And even the difference will be root 3 times W2 minus W1. Still we'll talk about the total reactive power of the load, whether it is a balanced load or unbalanced load, provided the neutral current must be equal to 0. That's why I go with the 3-phase 3-wire load. Okay, yes, that's a conclusion. Even you can answer the problem by using this. So this is your phi. It's proved, and given the 2 wattmeters are reading equally means, okay, so here, okay, yes, substitute the difference, it is 0. So then tan inverse of 0 is equal to 0. Straight away phi is equal to 0 degree when W2 and W1 are equal. So the 2 wattmeters are reading equally means the phase angle difference must be equal to 0. What is the phase angle difference? What is that phase angle difference between the phase voltage and the phase current? That means the impedance angle is 0. That's what it means. So it's purely a resistive load. That's what it means. Okay. Instead of angle, you may ask whether it is a resistive load, inductive load, or capacitive load, something like that. Okay. So once you know the phase angle, you can infer that. Okay. So that's a very interesting problem. Okay. Once you know the fundamental, it is straightforward. It hardly takes around 20 to 30 seconds to complete such a problem, since I went with the fundamental. Okay. So that's a thing. So since many answer keys are already available in the public domain, okay, so we focus on delivering a little fundamental along with the answer key. That's our intention. Probably that's the reason why we take a little more time to deliver them. Okay, right? So instead of looking only for the keys and cutoff, yes, you can still fine tune the fundamentals once again and get ready for the next competitive examination, irrespective of the outcome of this, because we never know what will be the outcome. Okay, we must be happy that we did well. That's all. Okay, right? So that is the only positive thing you should take, and don't wait for the results to get declared, and we don't have any control over that. So start. Okay, so just continue your preparation ahead for the upcoming examinations. Okay, that's intention behind delivering little fundamentals related to the DRB Polytechnic problems. Okay, so thanks for watching. So hope you continue watching other questions as well, and do subscribe our channel, and any comments you can pass. Okay, if even any silly mistakes committed, just bring that to our notice. We'll try to rectify and try to give the best possible clarity on every concept. Okay, so yes, thank you.